ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Can't Shut Up Unless You Tell Me To, here on HIMediaTV. Now, I want to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. I know, out of the last handful of episodes that aren't a radio show, and even some of the radio shows, I'm talking about Baldur's Gate all the goddamn time. Guilty. But, that being said, I want to talk to y'all real quick about the new update that came today, at time of day of recording, Thursday, the 30th of November. An exciting, very exciting update to be sure. A prologue, or epilogue, I mean to say, of sorts that basically allows us to have some kind of closure. The endings of Baldur's Gate 3 left many people, myself included, very unhappy. Especially as someone whose primary love interest during his game was Karlach. And honestly, I got so fed up and angry with Karlach's ending that I sort of just made the choice to rush through the ending of the game, even though probably that wasn't the best thing for me to do, all things considered. But knowing how it ends makes me kind of want to go back into that specific save file and make some adjustments. Primarily resolving Shadowheart's quests as well as Will's and, wrapping up some stuff for Jihara and Minsk and the rest of them. If I'm being perfectly honest, I also want to get Boo, and I didn't get Boo, and I'd like to meet Boo because Boo sounds like fucking the bee's knees. But that's just me. Regardless, the end. It's just not to spoiler warning. I'm going to try and keep it as spoiler free as possible for how this all resolves. But spoiler. I'm going to talk about Karlach's ending and as it pertains to the epilogue. So spoilers if you care about that at all. Yeah, you've been warned. 3, 2, 1. After you go, if you have basically two choices. Karlach, the choices are still relatively the same, but A, she blows up and dies and you're just sad during the party that they host. Withers yoinks everybody from the ends of the earth for one party of 6 months after everything has happened. There's been a bit of a time skip. And you're just sad because Karlach's not there. Now, also, in my playthrough, Gale was also not there just because I didn't want to go through the 2.5 hour ordeal that is the motherfucking Elder Brain fight. And to be clear, I got a mod that lets me bring everybody with me. And not just the 4 people I brought with me. Everybody. And I still had almost everybody die fighting the Nether Brain the first time. So, when I had the option to just, send a basic white man, go blow up, a la Akbar, motherfucker, he did exactly what I needed him to. It was very sad. I did like Gale. He was the homie, but I want to see the epilogue. I'm not sitting through that bullshit again. Now, if I go back in the same save file and do that, will I make some changes? Absolutely. Do I even feel like I want to go all the way back to Act 1? And, what's it called? Pick up some loose ends I fucked up on? Absolutely. I actually might do that. That would be very dumb on my part, but in my brain, autistically, this is the save file where Muscle Mommy Karlach is bae, and I think I'm playing this save files based off who I'm fucking in the game. But that being said, the epilogue is fine. Alternatively, if you decide to go with Karlach to Avernus, and I think you can also basically bring Will with you. I think they removed the ability to bring Will with you, possibly, or they didn't. I didn't see it. I was able to have Will come with us. When I first did the epilogue. When I first did the epilogue. But he didn't this time, so it's okay. But basically what ends up happening is that, what's basically been going on is that you and Karlach have been, not sleeping good for 6 months. You've been fighting nonstop, fucking when you can, like shit like that. You both are wearing like infernal gear, like the nice gear that you robes and shit my warlock sorcerer was wearing is not there anymore, which is unfortunate, but c'est la vie. That being said, though, I will say, like, seeing Karlach be all giddy to see her friends, you know, just because, like, it's exactly what I thought. She can pop in out of Avernus temporarily, not for a super long time. She got to go back. And here's the big thing that really, really, like, I'm very happy about. There are hints dropped by basically every character that you have more than a neutral affinity with that's there of, I'm glad you're doing okay. We're working on it. We're glad you guys are okay, but we're working on some shit to get you back. Like, that was basically the theme when engaging with the, hey, I've been in Avernus for a while with any of the characters. That includes Halsin, Jihara, Shadowheart. The other cute thing is the Owlbear. I didn't get Scratch on this playthrough. I deadass will go back to Act 1 just to get Scratch. Mark my fucking words. But, that being said, the Owlbear is, he's doing good. He's been chilling. He made some friends. He's fought some friends. He's fought some things. He's eaten some. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's a big boy now, and he's still got his armor. He's adorable. I love him. He very much, like, one of the nice little things I appreciate is you can, at least for my playthrough, you can choose to have him go with Halsin or Shadowheart. When he says, when you ask him, Owlbear, how you been? He says, I've been going through it. And he's, like, in his cute little dumb way. And I didn't see what Halsin's reaction was, but when I said, you should go live with Shadowheart, she was like, oh my god, I love him. I'm so happy I have friends. It's very endearing. Quite adorable. Asterian's doing good. Not talking about him, but, like, the one thing I really, really, really appreciate about the prologue is that it does two things, right? It says, when I initially ran off with Karlach initially into Avernus, the cutscene seems like we're just going to be going until we die. With no hope, no, like, nothing, we're just going to fight until we die. Fuck in between the battles. That's that. But what this epilogue has done is not only did even Karlach drop, hey, if we go to this X place, we might be able to repair my engine, but it's going to be heavily fortified, but I think we can do it. And then there's also, but I know we can do it, it's not even an issue. And then also, like, all of the other characters talking about, we're working on it. You know, so one of the things that I love about this is that as someone who, like, really loved and got attached to Karlach as a character, and who was one of my favorite characters by far, having this be the ending leaves things open for, like, the DLC or a sequel where like, we actually do solve Karlach's issue definitively this time. But like, even if we don't see that, there's enough strains here that while I don't get to see it ultimately be resolved, Karlach's infernal engine and the life she gets to have, I'm very happy with the fact that like, short of saying it's fixed, they're saying it's gonna be fixed and we're working on it. And so what her ending had originally, which was like a lack of hope for what she really wanted, was just a life to be free of Avernus. Like, that looks very much to be possible. Very possible down the line. And I love that. And that makes me really happy. And, you know, there's, like, I love all the little details. Even at the epilogue, there's, like, little details and stuff. Like, you get to talk to, like, the bard up there, and, you know, make sure your religion rolls run high enough. You might see some interesting stuff. The cutscene, there's a cutscene with Withers at the end, which kind of leads into, like, a theory I saw online that I think is kind of right, that Withers is actually Yurgle, the original god of the dead. Maybe, but we'll see. And it would explain a lot, but God only knows. As far as like the actual thing that you give a toast at the end, it's interesting, it's fun, and it's good. I'm not going to say anything else that's going on with the other characters. I also, again, I didn't get Minsk in this playthrough. Gale is dead because I had him blow up a la Akbar style, so I didn't get to see what he did, unfortunately. The funniest thing is for me is that, one last thing, I will talk about Will briefly, just because it's a little different, a little bit. I went the route with Will that would basically make him, like, he didn't have to be a warlock anymore. He got rid of Mizora's influence. This fucker turned into a ranger. Are you fucking kidding me? Be a sorcerer or something. God damn, use your charisma stat. What the fuck do I know? It's whatever. Maybe you went to Withers for one last respec. But the other thing that kind of like threw me for a loop was, if your affinity, I think, like, because I really didn't engage with Lae'zel that much, I don't know how this triggered, but basically, like, after talking with Lae'zel, she basically said to me in no uncertain terms, I wish I had a shot with you. I wish you would have looked at me in a way. She didn't say it like that, but that was kind of the vibe I had gotten from it, which, that was a lot. And I know that I said I wasn't going to talk about other characters, but fuck it, that's going out the window. I don't give a damn. Going for time. Asterion was interesting because I didn't let him ascend. I persuaded him not to ascend. And, unironically, he is now a hero. He's now a hero, and he doesn't drink blood anymore. And I also want to remind you, when you go to play this, there is a chest called the Chest of Gratitude in the camp, and it's filled with letters from other characters that you've interacted with. Some of them are a little terse, some of them are people I don't know who the fuck that is, because I didn't really get far enough in their quest line. Interesting enough, I'm unsure about what possibly could be. I don't know. It's a very, very. It feels more emotionally resolving, and I didn't even finish the quest lines of a lot of characters. You know, it's like I kind of left Lae'zel hung out to dry, if I'm being honest. But that's okay. Honestly, I ain't even that upset at it. I think I'm going to go back, and I think I'm going to go start at level 1, Act 1, and I think I'm going to go to Act 1, and I'm going to go do some stuff, because watching that epilogue kind of made me want to go back and do some things a little bit differently, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't know. I'm very happy with this. It's everything, especially with Karlach, feels so much more resolved. And there's also like the fun little flavor text on the clothing you got. Because like I said earlier, you get new clothing that says, leather clothing forged in the fires of Avernus that can't be torn, that can't be teared or torn unless it's by a particular tiefling woman. And I'm just like, that's a cheeky addition to add, and I think it's hilarious. But all in all, you know, as we did in like during the Game Awards prediction show, me and Meadow definitely like Baldur's Gate is going to win everything because it's Baldur's Gate. It is a masterpiece of video gaming, and I'm super excited by what Larian Studios is going to do next, especially since the new epilogue basically opens it up to say, we're pulling all y'all back together, Humpty Dumpty back together again, which I am all for. Personally, I would really, really like it if like they did a sort of Baldur's Gate 1 to Baldur's Gate 2, and then they had like the interim thingamadoohickey. That basically is, hey, I remember for Baldur's Gate 1, I remember I heard about this on YouTube, that there was a DLC that they made after Baldur's Gate 2 for Baldur's Gate 1 to sort of like bridge, you know, the timeline together and like connect the loose ends. How did this happen? And they did that. I'm hoping that instead of just, like, dropping fucking Baldur's Gate 4 on us, I hope they give us, like, a DLC that kind of, like, is the in-between. You know? And I'm completely okay having to wait another half decade for it. I'm waiting for... I mean, I'm going to be waiting... I mean, Skyrim's going to be... Like, the next Elder Scrolls game is probably going to be out in, like, 2027, 2028. That game, at the very least, is going to hold me over until 2030, when if they did hypothetically start working on a DLC now, and they're working on it now, and it releases 2-3 years from now. Oh, I thought that was a roach on my floor. Never mind, it's just a thing of thread. Honestly, I'd be completely fine with that, because, like, even if it doesn't come out until something like 2034 or 35 or some shit like that, by that point, Fallout will be out in 2032, so I'll still have shit to hold me over. But I digress. This has been a magical game, and I love it. I can't get enough of it. To the point where I have now bought, or I was given as a gift to me, shiny math rocks from my buddy, who's also going to be DMing a campaign that I am partaking in. I love this game, and I love this ending for Karlach. It makes me so fucking happy, and I just needed to gush after experiencing this. Thank you guys for your patience. Stick around for the ad block if you're listening on podcasts, and if you're listening on YouTube, you know, like, subscribe, join my Discord, blah 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 blah. Have a good one.